This is me, wearing a load of outdoors gear, mainly Craghoppers, as I set up for this video. This is me a few months ago, wearing exactly the same kit as I set up a video. This is me 16 years ago, wearing a Craghoppers top and trousers. This is me in 2009 and 2022, wearing the same top in the same location. And years later, here today, that same shirt is being dumped out on the tarp with all the rest of my outdoorsy gear. So what I'm saying all this for is to try and illustrate, before I deep dive into some of these clothes and why I love them and why I've worn them for so long, is that I genuinely have been wearing this sort of stuff for years and years and years, basically all of my adult life for all intents and purposes. And even here, as I say, doing this very video, I've taken a Craghoppers coat off there to reveal my Craghoppers shirt and trousers. So just to be clear, this is not a sponsored video. Craghoppers haven't asked me to do this or anything. In fact, I would absolutely have loved to have been sponsored by Craghoppers, because it would have saved me a huge amount on all of these clothes that I've been buying for the last 15 years or so. So that's why there's such a strange build up here, because I thought it was a slightly amusing way to say, look, in some cases I've been wearing the same clothes for over a decade, and I intend to wear them hopefully for another decade. I've been lucky to live an extremely active life, whether that's outdoors wild camping, stealth camping, living on boats, commuting by bicycle and boot for thousands of miles a year. Yes, I didn't buy a car until my mid-30s, so I did a lot of cycling. So whether it's crawling around in the mud, hiding from people looking for me in the woods, or just generally stood in front of a green screen talking to the camera about all sorts of topics, you'll have very often seen me wearing the same few sets of clothes, which are largely from the Craghoppers Kiwi range of shirts and trousers, and of course my jackpike camouflage hat. And the reason I wear these so often is because they are my real day-to-day clothes, and I don't have many of them, much to my girlfriend's exasperation. So the reason I wear these, though, in practical terms, is they've proven themselves to be very hard wearing and to have served me very well through all of my very active life. And the abundance of pockets is always handy, especially with plenty of zips, because of all of my random activities I get up to, being able to zip up your valuables and stuff in various pockets to make sure that whatever you're doing, they're out of the way and you're not pressing keys into your thigh or your chest. It's just very handy to have the option. So in short, I'm a big fan of the Craghoppers Kiwi ranges, and that can be shown with my latest order, where I've moved away from the more classic, more outdoorsy looking Kiwi trousers to the Kiwi Pro 3, I think they call them, which are slightly stretchier and they don't have the external pockets, so they look just a little bit more normal, but they've still got plenty of storage and plenty of zipped storage, which is important. If we start by having a very quick look at a pair of those Kiwi Pro 3s here that arrived this week, you can see what I say, they are far simpler. There's no giant pockets hanging off the side or anything like that. You've got two zip pockets where you'd expect, another zip pocket on one of the legs, there's a glasses cleaning rag in one of the pockets as well, and a standard fly-in button setup. And if we flip them over to have a look at the back here, very dramatic as you can see, there's one extra zip pocket there too. So as I say, the fact that all of them are zipped is worth its weight in gold, worth its weight in zips. This is my old pair of the Kiwi more classic type ones, and these are a few years old now. You can see the knees wearing away. So you've got hand warmer pockets, then you've got zipped pockets behind the hand warmer pockets. So that definitely immediately starts to build up the storage options that you've got there. Then there's a big pocket on the leg, which is external. I believe they used to call that a map pocket. But inside that map pocket is a smaller pocket. In the side of that pocket is a zipped pocket, so you've got three pockets just in that extraordinary setup on the leg. I think my more recent pair of these, the zip on the side pocket has actually moved to the front of it rather than on the back. If we flip to the back of these though, you can see we've got two more pockets here, I believe both zipped if I remember correctly. So there's a great illustration in this. These are years old, you can see the knees are discoloured but not worn through, there's loads of zipped pockets, and they're ideal for all of my travelling around. A bonus little thing here, these are two pairs of convertible Peter Storm branded trousers. We're leaving the Craghoppers garden here, my friends. but you can see it's still the same outdoorsy stuff. So I obviously will very often wear these as shorts when I'm out and about during the summer. But in general, you might notice I like to try and keep my arms and legs covered up just because of insect bites and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you these so that Peter Storm also got a shout out here. And you can see again, very similar, lots of pockets, lots of storage, and the same sort of things and same sort of benefits that I've loved with all these Craghoppers clothes I've been wearing. If we take a look at some shirts now for a change of pace, I want to first of all just note here I'm going to show you a shirt that I bought a couple of years ago, and now the one that turned up this week actually is branded with Expert in it as well. But they're very similar lines, and to be honest, I can't really tell what the actual difference is. So first, I just want to quickly point out one of the things I love with these Kiwi shirts is the fact they have a little button and toggle system so that you can roll your sleeves up and then actually button it up in place. So that's always handy. Again, I try to keep my arms covered up as much as possible, but it's great to have the option. Then we get to the pockets. Once again, we've got two breast pockets. One of them's got a zipped pocket inside that. So you've got a zipped pocket inside a buttoned pocket. And this is one of the standout features that I absolutely love about these Craghoppers Kiwi tops. I think they used to call it the trifold collar design, and here we've got an action shot of me using it. So it not only folds up to help cover your neck, but then there's an extra little bit around the back, so it really covers up your neck. And you can see whether you've got the top button open or not, you've got a lot of collar there to keep the sun off your neck. So I'm a huge fan. Then round the back here, you can see there's not much to write home about. There's a small loop for drying, and on the inside there's also two additional loops to hang it up for easy drying and even storage, I suppose. Onto this. This is my fancy shirt. This is the Nosy Life Men's Adventure Long Sleeve Shirt 3, or a name that's got those sort of words in it. And firstly, it's a fantastically thin, lightweight material, but I love the fact that they've added a little bit of extra sort of microfiber feeling material to help clean your glasses more effectively. So again, just like the Kiwi shirt, it's got two different buttons to tighten up the cuffs if you so wish. As far as I can tell, this is actually the successor shirt too, even if it is separated by 15 years or so, my Bear Grylls branded desert camo shirt that you've seen in clips throughout this video. And I will say that they're both fantastically lightweight, summery material, but there are some significant improvements in my shirt that arrived this week. Firstly, it's got this bonus tiny pocket on the sleeve, it's got a huge zip pocket on the breast as well, but check this out, we've got a button pocket above that zip pocket, and then, get ready, we've got another zip pocket inside that button pocket, but the zip has a little, would you call it a spring-loaded carabiner and latch system? But that must be one of the most secure pockets that I have ever seen in my life. So yeah, I was impressed, to be fair, when I started to really dig deep into this, and it was like peeling back layers of an onion of pockets. Absolutely brilliant. If we wrap up this bizarre functional fashion review video with a quick look at the back of this Nosy Life shirt, you can see there's these big vents in the back and there's a bit of a mesh material beneath it. You can also unfold the collar just like you could with the Kiwi, so that goes right up the back of your neck, and of course you can also roll the sleeves up and button them in place. So I think the pretty obvious conclusion to this bizarre functional fashion review is I've enjoyed and loved wearing these clothes for the best part of 20 years so far, and hopefully I will continue to do so for decades to come. As I say, unfortunately, this was not a sponsored video, but I will leave Amazon associate links down below, so if you buy through those, I will get a commission. It's an excellent way to support these videos if you're looking at buying outdoors gear anyway, so please take a look at the links and the various other places you'll find me all over the internet down in the description. I suppose the last thing for me to do here is say a tremendous thank you to everybody for watching these videos. A massive thank you to all of my recent supporters, whether that's YouTube channel memberships, Facebook subscriptions, super thanks, PayPal, coffee, and all of these other ways that you can support these videos. I'm tremendously grateful, and without you, the wheels would have really fallen off the show over the last few months. But my goodness me, it's good to be back on track, and I hope you'll enjoy what I've got lined up for the future. Until the next time, keep it clothing worthy, keep it interesting, have an absolutely fantastic day, and of course, my friends, farewell.